Good evening and welcome to Monkeys with Fire. How is everybody tonight? I hope you're all well. I hope you're all set for the weekend ahead. Do let us know in the chat if you're going to be playing any games over the weekend. We'd love to find out what you're going to have on your table. But what are we playing tonight? We're going to be playing a game of Suspects. Claire Harper takes the stage. This is a game by Studio H, and it is an investigative narrative game based or set within the themes of the infamous Agatha Christie novels. I'm sure that many of you will be very familiar with the characters of Miss Marple or Poirot. So this game takes that sort of setting, that sort of theme, and runs with it with three original stories, three original mysteries for us to solve. Good evening, Roger. Welcome. How are you? Hope you're well. And hello, Augie. Are you ready, Augie? Because Augie is joining us this evening to try and work out who the murderer is. Yes, you're ready? Okay, let me unmute the mic and bring you on in. Good evening, Augie.
Good evening, Monkey. Hi, chat. Happy to be here.
Well, we're glad that you've been able to join us this evening. It's been a while, so yes, looking forward to tonight's game.
Yeah, it looks very interesting.
Okay, I think we can pretty much just dive straight on in, so let's go to the table. But before we do, because there's always something I forget, before we do, due to the nature of this game, there is a spoiler warning. We are inevitably going to reveal the story of one of these first mysteries, and so if you did not want the mystery to be ruined for you, then maybe you might want to stop the video right now. But then saying that, maybe you've been playing and maybe you've got a little bit stuck, and maybe this live stream will help you out. So you decide which way you want to go, but spoilers! All right, let's go to the table.
Well, let's hope that we can help them out, because otherwise it's going to be a bit interesting to watch.
Well, this is it. Nobody said we were the best detectives in the world. We're certainly not the world's greatest detectives, for sure, yeah?
But I didn't hear that there were dice involved, so that's something we got around.
There is most definitely no dice in this game, which is a blessing. Okay, I think we're all set and ready. Some things are happening. Mystical Unicorn Painting, good evening, welcome, thanks for joining us. Hello, Baron Von Jenke, thank you so much for that resub. And hello, Lenore.
Did we thank Roger for his sub too?
Did Roger sub as well? Thank you so much, Roger. Wow, my goodness, it's all happening. We haven't even started the show yet. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, it's Roger's 21st month.
21st? My goodness. This is amazing.
Almost 2 years.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's making me feel old. Making me feel old. Yes. 2 years. Wow. All right. Let's get this going, and we can chat as we play. This is very, very easy. There is just essentially 2 pages worth of game overview instructions to learn. That's all there is. So easy to get started. Now then, we're going to be doing the first chapter. So we're going to put these away. And we take the cards out of the box. I love the box, how it's all set out like this. This is really nice. So we just put
Looks
that.
very organized.
It is, which is helpful. It really is. So we have the solution. We're going to put the solution all the way over there. We don't need that just yet. Let's. These are brand new cards. We will put them in the center just there. We have some additional elements that we will come to when we are told. But this is the starting introduction. And what I have done, so you can see it there, I have sent a copy to Augie, so we will both be reading from this. What I've also done is I took a screenshot and I have made a quick printout of the sort of game end criteria. So we will refer to that later on. I have that to one side. Okay, I think we're set and ready. Are you ready, Augie?
Yes, I am certainly ready.
Okay.
Let's go.
Away you go then.
Okay. Fort William, Scotland, the 21st of December, 1934. Before heading to London for Christmas, I went on a short tour of Scotland. The day after a beautiful ramble through the Highlands, I got a call from Inspector Jameson of the Fort William Police.
I'm terribly sorry to disturb you, but a tragedy has occurred at Aleister Manor. Mary Higgins, Lord Edward Aleister's young fiancée, was found dead of strangulation. You know, Fort William is a small town where everybody knows everything that happens. So when I was informed that a young associate of Justice Cameron of the High Court Judiciary was visiting from Edinburgh, I decided to contact you. We don't have many of these sorts of cases around here. I think that your help would be quite welcome.
Since I don't know how to just sit idly by, I accepted this new challenge without blinking. Before going to Aleister Estate, I inquired around about Mary Higgins and Lord Edward Aleister. The first intriguing fact: there was a 40-year age difference between them. Lord Edward was married twice before he met Mary, and when Mary Higgins' name was mentioned around Fort William, friendly and fresh were words most frequently used to describe her. But local gossips couldn't help but think that the 20-year-old was just waiting to be married so she could get her hands on Lord Edward's fortune. Another intriguing fact is that Mary's murder took place just over a few days after another tragedy, Lord Edward's disappearance. He loved mountaineering and had gone on a climb up Gulvian with his brother William, but William Aleister returned from the expedition alone. Armed with this information, I headed to Aleister Estate, which stands a few kilometers from Fort William, alone in the countryside. When I drew up to the estate, I marveled at its beauty, a vast neo-Gothic manor with a breathtaking view of the Highlands. Thomas, the butler, came to greet me. It was 3 p.m.
Hello, Miss Harper. Inspector Jameson told me you would be coming. We have suffered a terrible tragedy, but I am certain that with your expertise, we will quickly discover who is behind this terrible crime. You shall have free rein of the house to carry out your investigation. I took the liberty of finding a map of the estate for you. Perhaps it will be of some use. Okay, so we take the map of the manor, document A. All right, here it is. Let's place this just there. In fact, what we'll do before I put it down there, let's give you guys a close-up view. Hopefully you can see that clearly enough. So what do we have? What do we have? Let's some points of interest, and I'm going to go from left to right here. Guys in the chat, if you've got pen and paper, these are the times where you want to be writing down notes. Having seen how this game plays, everything could be a clue. Everything could be referenced in the conclusion. So it's worth taking lots of notes. So what do we have? We have the botanical garden. We have the workshop. Then within the actual manor itself, we have the conservatory. And we have the drawing room, We have the music room. We then have the library. We have the great hall, the ballroom, the portier's room, and Edward Aleister's study.
And the ballroom.
Did I say the ballroom?
I don't know if you said the ballroom, so I'm saying it again because it's quite large, so it's allowed to be mentioned twice.
Well, absolutely. There we go. So we have a large ballroom.
The garage. We forgot the garage, monkey.
We forgot the garage, yeah. So to the west is Fort William. To the east, there is a forest. And this is off the ground floor. So we've been told that we can have document A, but there are stairs leading potentially to other areas. All right. So let's place that over there. So let's jump on back. We're going to just put that there. Use that as a bit of a reference. Mr. Green in the music room with the rope. Absolutely. This is it. This is absolutely what it is. Okay. So our goal. So let's jump to our criteria just here. So then, our goal is to unmask the murderer. To do this, you must answer the following questions. All right. So these are the 5 questions we've got to answer at the end of the game. Who is the killer? What is the motive? What events led the murderer to commit this heinous act? The murderer used 3 objects or items. Name them. And in what order did the events leading up to the murder take place? Now, we've played quite a few detective-orientated games on the channel, but this is a different way of playing. So we have a deck of cards, as you've seen, that I've laid out on the table. And what's going to happen is we can go to various locations and we can talk to various people and we can inspect various items. And each time we do one of these actions, it's going to be drawing up a card. Now, what will happen is when we get to the 30th card drawn, we can take a pause and we want to basically try and answer those 5 questions with the information that we've managed to gather together and our own sort of conclusions or suspicions. And if we put an answer in and it is correct when we reveal the solution, then those answers are worth 5 points each. Then, as we move on, if we stop the game anywhere between cards 31 and 45, we get 4 points for a right answer. And then cards 46 and onwards, we get 3 points. If we get a wrong answer, it's 0 points. Now, the thing is, we can change our answers at any time, but it's what we put on in at those, let's call them break points. All right. Obviously, if we put an answer in at the 1 to 30, and then we change our minds to between at the 31 to 45, it is the most recent answer that is the one that scores. So it's a different way of playing than we've done before, but it's quite ingenious. I like the idea of it. So let's see how it plays out in reality. So we're effectively now just thrown into the game. It is up to us what we do and how we go about doing it. So we have various locations all numbered, and I'm pretty sure I'm just going to check just in case. Yep. So that is literally just the cover. So we have locations. The butler has met us. It is up to us now to wander around the manor, investigating. So, where do we want to go? What is our first thing we want to go and see? Essentially, we've got a location to go to, haven't we?
Yeah. Let me check back. Did we get any information up to where the body was found? No.
Okay, so...
It says Aleister Manor and then found dead of strangulation.
Yeah,
so
but there's no information to
No
say
location.
where the body... No.
Okay.
So, we could just go for anywhere, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Just looking at Lorna's comment.
Yeah, I saw it too. Could you bring up the map
Yes.
for a sec, please?
Okay, let's have a quick look. So here we go. We have the workshop at 35. I think we might want to do that later on. We've got plenty of places within the manor to investigate. We could just go to Sir Edward Aleister's study.
Yeah.
That might be the
That's
first
my
place.
first guess. It's my first guess too, because I feel attracted to investigate the study.
If chat, if you're getting involved in this, if you wanted to take a quick screen grab, then you can see all of the locations. The cards are in order, but they are not necessarily in the order of play. So we want to go to location 16. We go through, we find card 16. There it is. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to move this out of the way because I know this is going to take up quite a lot of room. Only because we want to be able to see everything. Okay, so we have, let's just go over here. We have Edward Aleister's study. All right, let's take a look. A tidy room that is the seat of Edward's empire. There is no safe. The master of the house must have absolute confidence in his staff. There are various maps and documents about the surrounding mountains on the desk. And so we have the options of examining a letter or examining the maps and documents. All right. Do we want to do either of those actions? The good thing about this is we've got this card now. We will put this out on the table. We do not necessarily have to interact with those. We could go and look in the other rooms, right? Or we can look while we're here. But this is our first card out of the first 30.
I feel drawn to go into another room just because now there's like two paths.
Yeah.
And I'm scared that if we follow those paths and it leads to nothing, yeah.
Well, okay. Which room do you want to go into?
I was thinking the Great Hall.
Great Hall. Okay. Sounds good. So that is card 5. There we go. So I like the artwork on all of these. Really nice. Oh, there's text for you to read. Let me see if I can fix my hand there.
Yeah. Okay. The Great Hall is in the heart of the manor. It leads to all of the main rooms. This is also where the phone was recently installed. You call Dr. Stewart, the medical examiner, at St. Andrew's Hospital in Fort William.
Shall I do this?
Yes.
Okay. After a cursory examination, I can confirm that the cause of death is strangulation. The killer attacked the victim from behind. The violence of the injury shows that it took a certain amount of strength to commit the crime. The victim was wearing a scarf, which prevents me from determining the murder weapon with any certainty. But I would guess it was a rope or a shoelace or something like that. If you suspect anything, you can show it to me and I can confirm whether or not it's the murder weapon. All right.
Okay, so now we have a phone line to Dr. Stewart, and we can show him anything, and he can say yes or no.
Exactly. So what we do, again, interesting little mechanic. The cards basically have little markers on them. So we will place the card underneath this one, and if the marker hits this side, this is certainly the murder weapon. But if it hits on this side, it's not the murder weapon. Nice, simple way of being able to do everything with the cards here. This is great. All right.
That's a great technique, because that way you don't need someone who knows everything, and the cards can just tell you whatever you want to know.
The phone line was the murder weapon. Oh, Lord, oh, brilliant. Okay, so we've gone to the Great Hall. Where should we go next?
You choose.
Okay, you were... Well, I think, you know, we're probably going to go to all these places, aren't we? So let's go to the portier's room. Let's stay relatively local to where we are investigating. So, 41. There we go.
I'm just thinking, if we go to all the rooms, that's a lot of cards.
It's about 10 cards, isn't it? Yes. So, let's see. Let's see what we get. This is interesting. Okay. A small room used only by the servants. It is filled with a variety of keys and accessories. This is also where the family's mail is received. As you enter, you cross paths with Thomas, who is carrying a letter on a tray. This is an urgent letter for Elizabeth Aleister. I was going to give it to her. May I give it to you, Miss Harper? So we have an option here of open Elizabeth's letter or personally deliver the letter to Elizabeth. There is a box of sleeping pills on a small table. There is a label with J. Lloyd's name on it.
J. Lloyd. Have we heard that name before?
I don't think we have. Now, open Elizabeth's letter. I thought Elizabeth... Oh, hang on. No, it's not Elizabeth. Is it Elizabeth who's dead?
Well,
it's Mary Higgins.
It's hard to personally deliver a letter to someone if they're dead.
Well, this is it. But who's Elizabeth?
I would personally deliver it because I don't feel like we have the right to open that letter.
Okay. Well, again, we don't have to... Yeah, it's Mary who's dead, not Elizabeth. So Elizabeth, but who? How? What relation?
Who's Elizabeth?
Who's Elizabeth? Yeah, what relationship is Elizabeth? It doesn't.
I don't know. Sister-in-law? I don't know.
Well, maybe I have a guess here. Maybe she's the sister because it's Edward and Elizabeth. So I'm thinking maybe they might be related. Okay, but anyway, so we don't necessarily have to pursue this immediately. We could keep on looking in rooms, or do we want to actually give this a go?
What do you think, chat?
So Lorna's saying, that's the first case closed. We know who is dead. Well, it's important to know these things. There's going to be so many names. So remember, so Mary is the one who's dead. Elizabeth, we don't know who she is, but I am thinking she might be the sister.
And then we have a J. Lloyd who's throwing his sleeping pills around in the hall.
Okay, so these are all the little notes that we want to be writing down.
A broker says open the letter.
You want to? Are we going to go with Chat-Orgy, or are you going to do an executive decision here?
Let's make the executive decision to first look at another room.
Look at another room. Okay, fine. Again, yes, we don't need to deal with this right now. So, which room do you want to go in? Actually, should we ask the chat because we've chosen? Yes. And chat, which room do you want to go in? So far, we have left the ballroom, the music room, the library, the drawing room, and the conservatory, along with outside the workshop
and the garage.
No, the garage is an area, it doesn't have an indicator on it. So even though we know the garage is there, and the botanical garden, we can't visit it as well as the kitchen. But that may change, we'll see.
Okay.
But here and now, it's not somewhere we can go to. So where do you think, chat? Which location should we visit?
I feel like they don't really have a... Oh, 4.
No, 4 to the conservatory. Okay, let's go there. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you,
All right.
Roger. It's not something big. I'll steam open her letter.
Okay, there you go, Augie. You can do this one.
Okay. The conservatory is a peaceful place. Mary Higgins, person who's dead, guys, used it as her reading room. Her armchair was placed to take advantage of the light filtering in through the south window while enjoying the view of the botanical garden. And then we have 3 options. We can examine the balcony that overlooks the park. We can take a closer look at the armchair or examine the victim's detective novel.
So she likes the idea of detective novels, and now she is the center of a case. All right. So again, we'll put that just there. We can look at any of those options. We can jump to one of the previous options. What do you think, Augie? What shall we do?
I don't know. I kind of want to hand deliver the message to kind of
Okay.
the letter that we just found, because then we know who Elizabeth is.
Okay.
And maybe we can talk to her.
Yes. Okay. That all seems very reasonable. Roger's saying the book. Roger wants to look at the book. Should we do the book first?
Let's look at the book first. Yes.
Yeah. And then we can come back for that. So that is card 7.
I feel like we're just gonna discover she has a bad taste of literature.
Okay.
But you never know.
Here we go then.
Ooh. Okay. So she was reading a novel, and it was a fascinating tale in which the detective in charge of the investigation gets lost in a faulty reasoning, thank you, and follows red herrings. In the end, they never catch the murderer. Is this foreshadowing?
This is the red herring, Roger. Yes, that was a bit of a dead end to go there. But that's okay. That's good. The game's got a sense of humor. I like it. It's great. Okay, shall we then do your suggestion, Augie?
Yes.
So we want to go and deliver the letter to Elizabeth to find out, is she the sister? So that is 42. Obviously, chat, if at any time, if you have any conclusions, just write them on in. Let's find out. Oh, hang on. Sorry, that's not 42. That's opening the letter. It's 43. Sorry. Hang on. So there's 43. Let's put 42 back. I didn't see it, so it's okay. All right. Here is Elizabeth Aleister.
Hello.
All right. She's looks a very stern woman, doesn't she? Okay. All right. Hopefully you can see that clear enough.
In 1 second. That's a lot of text. Okay. Elizabeth's hands tremble as she takes the letter that you hold out to her. She opens the envelope and begins to read it, silently. You noted that as she reads, she's overcome by emotion and struggles to hold back her tears. Her emotion is very real, and you understand that Elizabeth has difficulty controlling it. Once she has finished reading the letter, she takes a few seconds to concentrate and regain her composure. She looks up and informs you in a trembling voice, Edward is dead. From deep inside you, a thought pops into your head. they will finally be able to officially discuss the inheritance. Remove cards 42 and 49 from the pile, as well as card 12, if it has not been drawn. Damn.
Ooh,
We're taking
right.
cards away. So
Okay.
we will never be able to read the letter. That's 42.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
interesting. So let's just get these.
So Edward
So
is the
42.
husband of Mary, and he's dead.
49 has gone, and card 12. Wow. Okay. That's quite a bit. Those have gone.
But an interesting thing is that they can now talk about the inheritance.
Yeah, so we don't really know what relation she is, but she definitely has the last name, doesn't she?
And she was emotional learning that Edward Higgins died.
Is it Edward? No, hang on. Is it Edward Higgins? No,
Edward.
No, hang on. No, no, hang on a second. Mary Higgins is the one who's been killed in the manor, but
Yes,
Edward.
Yes, and then Lord Edward.
He's missing, isn't he? And now she has some sort of confirmation that he's dead.
He's dead. He's definitely dead. So the husband, fiance, is dead. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
But he's the rich one.
He's the rich one. He's the one who owns the manor. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we don't know. It's 2 murders, 2 deaths at least. 2 deaths.
Mm.
All right. So we have delivered the letter. So we can't really do any. There's nothing more with that. I think what we're going to do is we're going to cover that up there, because that kind of brings that line of inquiry to an end, doesn't it? There's nothing more that we can do with that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So we can go to another location, or we can go and search the conservatory. What shall we do?
Take another location. I feel like, maybe investigating the armchair. Maybe they wouldn't put 2 that close together.
I mean, she might have dropped something down the sides of the armchair.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But again, could be another red herring, couldn't it? There might be nothing.
I
of any
wouldn't
relevance.
look out the window.
Okay.
So.
You want to look at the armchair?
Yes, actually, it's
It's calling to you. It's saying that's what's got to be done.
The armchair is pulling me in.
Okay. Right, well, let's find out.
Oh, goodness. Oh, that doesn't look good. This is where Mary was found dead. Oh, yes, we have the scene of the crime. I sound too happy. After carefully examining the back of the chair, you notice a mark. It seems as if something was pressed against the back of the chair. The mark is approximately 10 inches long. I think that's the foot of the person who is strangling her.
Yeah,
as he pressed against the back.
Yeah.
So we have a 10-inch foot.
A 10-inch foot. Okay, all right.
I don't do inches. Is that male? Right?
It's good. It would seem to be a man's foot. 10 inches is pretty big. So yes,
pretty big. Yeah.
I would say it's a man's foot.
Yeah. Okay, good. It's like 25 centimeters ish. Okay, good. Then I think we should take it to another room. Chat, do you have a room that you would like to investigate?
So what rooms we got left? We have the library, the music room, the ballroom, the drawing room, and the workshop. Any of these are valid locations for us to visit? We still
there's
can examine the balcony that overlooks the park.
Honestly,
that's left in the conservatory.
I don't feel like looking out the window.
We've also got Edward's study. We could examine the letter in his study and the maps and documents.
Maybe the letter in the study is interesting. Because we have skipped one letter so far.
Well, that's it. We skipped one. Maybe this is the one we should read.
Or this could be just like a love letter from someone else.
Could well be.
But Edward's dead, so that would also be interesting. So maybe we should open the letter in the study.
Okay, let's go. Let's do that, and then gives chat time to put on in a next location, and we'll follow chat's lead where to go next. All right, so this is 34. Do you want to do this one?
You can do it.
Yeah, okay, because it's in script, isn't it? So here we go. Edinburgh, 12th of November, 1934. Dear Edward, as your personal lawyer for several affairs, I must insist it is for your peace of mind and for Mary's future. I understand your reluctance, but your fears are unfounded. Please forgive me for being so straightforward, but you can't honestly believe that a marriage could have any negative influence on Mary's fate. The fact that Catherine and Margaret both died shortly after your marriage to each of them is pure coincidence. You must understand that. In the absence of an heir, if anything should happen to you, your estate would go to Elizabeth, William, Edmund, and Edith. Mary is not protected in any way. If you don't want to marry, at least agree to make a will. We'll be able to talk about this in person next month. Sincerely yours, J. Lloyd.
J. Lloyd is...
J. Lloyd is the person who the sleeping pills, wasn't it?
Yes. So J. Lloyd made it to the house eventually.
It could still be in the house for all we know. We haven't visited every room, have we?
But what I read in this letter, Monkey, is that there was no will, and to protect Mary, there should either be a will or they should marry Mary. Because otherwise Elizabeth would get a part in the inheritance.
Well, this is it. Yes. So it ties in with this card here. Is that finally they can officially discuss inheritance?
So Elizabeth could be his daughter.
Could well be. Or she
Mary's.
She could be. She could be one of his previous wives.
No, they both died.
Oh, he died, didn't? Of course, yes. Of course, yes.
and Mary is 40 years younger than him. So,
yes.
So yeah, they could be the same age, but it could be his daughter.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, could well be, couldn't it? Because she looks, dare I say, sort of middle-aged. So if we're assuming that he might have been an older gentleman, then yes, daughter could well be. Yeah, okay. You see, again, because there's no information, we don't know, so we're making assumptions. But that's all good. It's all good. All right.
Okay, you look back into the letter. Just one more thing that I want to write down. It said something about the marriages. Did the women die shortly after? Or...
Shortly after, yes.
Yeah, so then they can't be his daughter.
Exactly.
In that period, era.
No, you're quite right.
Okay.
So maybe she is a sister. Maybe.
Yeah. Let's see if I don't think chat has a room selected.
Where do you want to go then?
The ballroom, please.
Ballroom 19. Okay. To the ballroom. Oh. All right, so we are in the ballroom. Let's some wonderful art. Oh, but interestingly, two portraits there. Right. One thing that I've learned: you have to look at everything. There's lots of potential little clues, and let me just have a quick look. There is a picture frame there, and there is two people in the picture, but I can't quite see who it is. But maybe it's worth making a note. Okay, so we have the card here. Shall I do this one?
Yes.
A superb room where Lord Edward holds his dinner parties. The ballroom offers a breathtaking view of the botanical garden. A double sliding door separates this room from the music room. On the walls hang portraits of two young blonde women who resemble Mary Higgins. Thomas interrupts your thoughts. Those were Lord Edward's first two wives. Catherine died giving birth to young Colin, who did not survive. Margaret had a fatal riding accident. They both died just a few weeks after marrying Lord Edward. Oh, okay.
There's no kids. So there's no kids. And they are... There's a definite type in his style of women.
Yes.
Blonde and young. Okay. Well, giving birth and dying doesn't seem to be... That's an accident. But the fatal riding accident?
Question mark, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, so it says that young Colin did not survive, but you know, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
No, but what Lonar's saying is died a few weeks into the wedding and giving birth. So
Yes.
she was pregnant before the marriage.
Yes, which this is the 1930s. That just wouldn't be right. So, okay, that's interesting.
Okay.
We'll put that just there. Let's just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're 9 cards. We're nearly a third before the first break point.
Lonar, can you take the next room if you want to? When you're over your shock of the...
Do you have a preference? We have the drawing room, the music room, the library, and the workshop.
Oh yeah, a bastard child. You've got a wet paintbrush. So let's go to the workshop.
Go to the workshop, yeah. Okay, that sounds fair enough. We are nipping outside the manor. Let's find out what's at the workshop. I'm just going to quickly look. Is there anything that jumps out? Okay, interesting. You guys can have a quick look, see if there's anything of interest.
Well, gloves, a rope. There's a rope.
There's a rope.
I think that's interesting. There's a rope.
There's a rope. Oh yes. Well, we know it's something that's gone around her neck. All right.
And there's also like, what is that? Is that a shovel?
It's a fork. It's a large gardening fork. Yes, and there are some tools.
Gloves.
Okay.
There's gloves too.
Let's take a look.
Yep.
So Joseph Mason's workshop is full of tools and accessories of all kinds. So we can examine the shelves. We can examine the workbench. If you have not already done so, you may take card 9 and place it on top of the map of the manor. Oh, okay. I'm going to place this just there. We can take card 9. What is card 9?
Yeah, Lonar, I like it too. It's an ingenious system to kind of put a whole building in just a deck of cards.
Okay, so we actually, you guys can see, it's an addition to the map. And it gives us some points of interest. So if I just go back, you can see how that now just gets placed just there.
Mm-hmm. So it's the patio and the garden.
All right. So we have some. Let's just get that. I want to get that right. There we go. That's better.
A bit slippery.
Yes, but that's great. So our map is updating itself. That's cool. We've got two additional areas. So what do we want to do? Do we want to look at the workbench or look at the shelves? Remember, the shelves may give us the rope.
I would like to look at the shelves, honestly.
Yes, I think that's probably a good idea, isn't it? So let's go 46.
Imagine the killer actually took the effort to roll up the rope and put it in the workshop.
Well, maybe they thought that it wouldn't be obvious. So here we go. Old rope. This rope was found in the workshop. Would make an ideal murder weapon. Dun dun dun.
Oh, there's a line. There's a line.
There's the line. So let's show you how this works. So we take this card. Let's just put that there so it's clear. Hopefully you can actually that's a bit better so you can see the lines. And what we do is we place the card underneath. And can you see how the line goes through? And it goes, this is not the murder weapon.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, it was not the rope. I'm going to place that just there so that these are sort of redundant items, aren't they? Okay.
Well, then I wouldn't look at the bench because I saw a pair of gloves, and I think if we don't have what was used to strangle them, the gloves wouldn't really.
True, but yeah, you're probably right because it is a hint towards. I don't know. Well, that's the thing. Would they actually have an item that's not part of the illustration? Seems a bit unfair, doesn't it? But
Yeah, I don't think that's.
because you're right that it's probably going to be a set of gloves, isn't it? And we know that it's not gloves. That is the
And there's
murder
not
weapon.
going to be. Well, yeah, because they said it was. The coroner said it was definitely strangulation with a weapon and not with hands.
But hang on a second. She was wearing a scarf. Maybe the strangulation is the scarf. And maybe the person was wearing the gloves, to have a bit of, so that they don't slip with a scarf. Because if it was like a silk scarf,
Yeah, but the coroner mentioned that the how can I say this? He mentioned the scarf and didn't even mention it as an option. So he said it was a rope or a chain or something.
Okay.
So I think the scarf might not. Let's leave the gloves for now.
Okay. Yes, we can always come back. Yes. So what do we want to do? Do we want to go to one of the new locations that have been revealed on the map, or do we want to look in Edward Aleister's study with the letter or with the maps? Remember, he's been lost hiking out in the Highlands. Maybe there's something in the letter or in the maps that might give us a clue.
We already opened the letter, Monkey. It was written
we've
by
done the letter, but we haven't.
about his
That's
inheritance.
it. But we haven't done the maps, have we? Quite right.
Are you interested in the maps right now?
I think so. I think the maps might have something. Yeah, come on.
We'll just have a look at the maps.
Let's have a look at the maps. So, just because I want to get an idea. Again, this is the interesting thing, is that we will learn things about the game, won't we, a little bit? So maps and documents, here we go. We do have some information here. So, in Edward Aleister's study, you find documents concerning his preparations for a hike in the Grampian Mountains. Fort William, 10th of December 1934. Dear Mr. Aleister, The equipment required for your expedition will be delivered on the 14th. Again, I would advise you not to go ahead with your plans. Your brother's choice of Gulvain is most certainly extremely dangerous at this time of year. Going without a guide, as he has suggested, would be, to my mind, taking an unconscionable risk. Yours sincerely, Peter McHilway. Okay. So, remember, the
Edward
two brothers...
was with his brother.
Yes, and the other brother came back. Edward didn't. Oh.
And he was advised that it was a bad idea.
Yes, but he went regardless. So there you go, yes. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're nearly halfway. Okay, let's keep going. Where do we want to go next?
I would say that I find it interesting that now we have 2 more spots that actually lead towards the botanical gardens. So I think maybe it's of interest to kind of look that direction as well.
Okay, so we've got the spot nearest the workshop, spot 11, or the actual patio near the conservatory. Remember, the conservatory is where Mary Higgins was killed, so maybe this is looking out. Maybe there's something of interest there.
Yeah, so maybe we don't look out, but we look directly at the spot, being the orange thing.
Yeah,
I can't
number
really
10.
remember.
I think it's number 10. Let's go for that. There's number 10. Good evening, Blade Mark. Welcome. I hope you have your detective brain on. We are playing Suspects from Studio H. Do you want to do this one, Augie?
Yeah. Footprints. The footprints stop right in front of the window, with a direct view of the chair where Mary's body was found. The footprints are fairly fresh. They were left after it stopped snowing. As you recall, the last flakes fell around 11:30 this morning. The footprints are approximately 11 inches long, which probably corresponds to the men's size 11. The other footprints were obviously left by a dog. So it's a men's size 11. So it's not the same feet.
It's not the same,
as
no.
on the chair, because that was 10.
That's what we're assuming. It has said here that approximately 11 inches is working out to be a men's size 11. So we can make the assumption that the 10 inches would be a size 10.
Okay.
Doesn't seem... Now, we now have some sort of measuring. So we will keep this card to one side. I'm going to place this... Where am I going to place it? It's another... I'm going to put this over to one side here. We've got another card to be able to help us. So we'll do that. All right.
I must say, it's just a small observation, Monkey.
Yeah.
It stopped snowing at 11:30.
Yes.
So those footsteps came there after 11:30. So maybe they saw what happened.
That's a good idea. Yes, that's a good idea. And if they've got a dog with them, maybe they are connected with the grounds.
Or butler.
No, well, back in that sort of day, and with the manor and the sort of what's the word? Their status. We would have the butler who would deal with the house, but there would be a groundsman, a groundskeeper who would look after all the gardens. So maybe that's the person. Maybe it's the person with the workshop. Hang on, we got a name for the workshop. Joseph Mason. Maybe it's Joseph Mason who's seen this. But we haven't met Mr. Mason yet, so we'll have to keep an eye. Is it worth us looking at the clue 11 near the workshop?
Maybe Maybe it's just going to be more footsteps leading up to the workshop.
Well, but here we go. So we've had the murder happen in a conservatory. We've got footsteps near the windows who potentially someone may have seen what's happening. And then the next stop is the workshop.
Okay. Yeah, let's look at it.
Yeah. There could be something there. So I'm going to leave these cards down here where I can get them easily. Oh, okay, here we go, see?
More footsteps?
Yes, but interesting.
Maybe there's a 10-inch. Okay, footprints. As you look more closely, you notice faint footprints that are less visible because they're partly obscured by recently fallen snow. From these footprints, you can conclude that someone went into the workshop and then came back out. Snow and wind are not the allies of a detective, such as yourself, because they make it difficult to measure the footprints. They are probably a men's size 6.5, about 10 inches long, and they are possibly women's shoes, but you can't be certain.
Okay.
But wait, on the back of the chair, was that just 10 inches or was it men's foot?
Well, it said 10 inches, didn't it? Let's look at the armchair. Let's bring that out. Whoa. That's a definite red herring on that one. So the mark is approximately 10 inches long. All right. So we now do have another way of measuring. This is a men's 6.5.
Okay,
All right.
maybe we should look at the bench top, because we have a possibility that the murderer went into the workshop, took something, and went back out.
So you want to go and look at that bench then, yeah? Okay. So that was 39.
No longer. It's a size 6.5, not a size 65. That would be giant. I mean, I don't know how these foot sizes work, because apparently 11 inches is a size 11.
Oh.
And a 6.5 is...
Oh, hang on, wrong one. Here you go. So a pair of gloves. You find a pair of brown leather gloves in Joseph Mason's workshop. So the suspect's hands are bigger than the gloves. The suspect's hands are the same size as the gloves, and the suspect's hands are smaller than the gloves. So we have...
So, yeah.
Right, now remember, so we've got another card over there. We've got gloves, we've got footprints. Remember, we need to answer those questions. I'm just going to reiterate what the questions were. Who is the killer? What is the motive? What events led the murderer to commit this heinous act? The murderer used 3 objects or items. Name them. In what order did events leading up to the murder take place?
Okay,
All right.
I think we need to go to another room.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But again, we're starting to get some information. We've got to always bring it back to those 5 questions. All right.
Yes.
So where shall we go? We have not been. Well, remember. Oh, you see. Hey. A lot's happening in this conservatory. Is it now worth looking at the balcony of the conservatory, given that this is where the footprints were outside?
I think I have a feeling, Monkey.
Go on.
That card is just gonna say, it looks like there's footprints outside the window. We should have a look.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, you could be
So
right.
I actually don't want to look at that.
Okay.
Unless chat wants to look at it and you feel like it's going to be the miracle card that's going to help us through everything, I feel like this is not a good idea. And it's going to be a lost card. Like the book Roger sent me to.
Right. So I'm just going to put that card out, and I need to order things a little bit. So, okay, where are we going to go? So
Unless you feel like you want to look out the window.
No, no, no. I'm going to put the rope here, and I'm going to put the gloves there, because those were in the workshop.
Yeah, but the rope is redundant.
It is, yes, but I'm just going to place it here. We've got the armchair and the novel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm leaving what's relevant up at the top so that we know. And then we have these two documents, which were in Aleister's study. Kind of so we know where we've been, what we've done. We've got the Great Hall, which is checking for the murder weapon. We have our footprints. Okay. All right. Little bit of a. We need to have our. Ideally, I'd have a board up on the wall, and we can start, putting red lines going through things with string. Okay, but we have not been to the drawing room. We've not been to the music room. We've not been to the library. Where are we going to go?
Yeah, let's go to the library. It's
to
always...
the library. Library's always a good place, isn't it?
Yeah, there's
31.
always a lot of murder victims.
31, here we
Murders
go.
And libraries. Murders and libraries go together.
Oh, gosh, I wish my eyesight was good enough to see. There's a name on this book, and I can't make it out, and you guys won't be able to make it out either. But maybe when we turn over, we will find out. All right.
There's a name on the... Yeah, I can't tell.
It'll be part of examining the desk. It's okay.
Okay. A superb library filled with a wealth of lovely volumes. There's a desk next to the door that leads to the drawing room. At the far end of the library, a small fire is burning, slowly, in the fireplace. An unobserved fire. Oof.
Yeah. But you know what? Yeah, there's always somebody burns evidence, don't they? Maybe we'll find some bits of a document that we can piece together. Maybe there's a burnt will. The parts that he did write a will, and it's been burnt by the murderer.
Okay, let's look at the fireplace. I feel like Monkey's excited, and I'm not gonna stop him.
Well, no, it's proper, yeah. Oh!
See, he's getting excited now, guys. Phew. There he goes. Oh!
Yeah,
it's a piano string!
Now you're getting excited. Okay.
Who tries to burn a piano string? I mean...
Really?
Really? Okay, put it under the cart.
Well, there you go. So when you examine the fireplace, you discover a string encased in a very hard material. The string is partially burned. You examine the string even more closely. You discover tiny traces of brown leather at both ends. All right, let's check. Oh, this is certainly the murder weapon.
Yeah! We have the murder weapon.
We have the murder weapon. Woo! Okay.
Oh, that's one of the three objects.
So that's what we're going to put that there. Yes, because that is the murder weapon. All right. Excellent. We could examine the desk.
So we have the murder weapon. So that's one of the three objects that we need.
Yes.
Okay.
The murderer used 3 objects. So we're going to assume the piano string. They've used the pair of gloves, we're assuming.
Yes.
We haven't found something else.
Piano string, gloves. What else do you need to commit a murder?
What is the motive? I mean, we could possibly guess that the motive is the inheritance, isn't it? It would seem to be the cliched answer, but, it's always money. We don't know who the killer is, but it could be any of the people who are set to get inheritance. So there's 4 of them, wasn't there? So
do you feel like you want to observe the desk, or do you want to go into another room just to see if there's something interesting then.
We could. Well, I think maybe we should go to the room. So what about we got the drawing room? Well, the music room would of course we would find a piano with missing a piano string
without a string. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to the music room. But
Okay.
if they say let's look at the piano, you say no, thank you.
That's card 13. There it is. Okay. So we have a lovely music room. There is piano. There's a harp. There's a harp.
Oh damn! Well,
Hang
we
on a
know
second.
it's the piano string.
We do, but hang on. There's other. No, hang on. It is making a point of saying that the curtains are tied back here. So here we go. The music room is a large room that faces west. It is separated from the conservatory by a door. Interesting. Think of the layout of rooms in the manor. How would the murderer get in and out? The large windows are hung with beautiful curtains that are tied back with braided ropes. A large harp and a cello are on display, but without a doubt, the magnificent grand piano is the most beautiful object in the room. So we can examine the curtain tiebacks, or we can play a few notes on the piano.
So the playing notes on piano would show us that there's a string missing, and I don't think we can examine the tiebacks because we know the piano string is the murder weapon.
But what happens if there was more than one murder weapon? There's more than one item that we have to discover.
Yes, but we already have the gloves and the piano string.
So
we need one more, but I think it's not going to be another rope.
Maybe she was tied. Maybe she was bound. Maybe she was tied up.
Why would you tie someone up and then choke?
To stop them struggling.
Okay.
I don't know. We're not playing chopsticks on the piano. We're trying to solve a murder. Okay.
I don't want the piano.
Right, you don't want to go. You don't want to do the piano, and you don't want to examine the curtains tiebacks. So where else can we go? We've not been in the drawing room.
So let's go to the drawing.
I think that's the final location, isn't it? Hang on, let's have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, this is the final location. So the drawing room.
And I think that's maybe where the killer could have exited.
Well, this is it. The killer could have come in from. So let me just change screen because you need to plan these things. So the killer could have come in from the music room, grabbed the piano strings, come into the conservatory, killed, left via the drawing room. There is an entrance going into the forest. So we got to. Sometimes you have to work through and decide. Okay, what order things might have happened. So here we go. Here is the drawing room. What do we have? We have some paintings, some chess. There is some tea. Very British. Okay. There you go. Some text for you.
Okay. Just off the conservatory, the drawing room has a magnificent hardwood floor. Okay, interesting. In the southwest corner of the room, there's a chess table. A game is in progress. A small cart with tea that is on it is placed next to the table. So we can examine the game of chess or examine the card. Oh, I think it might be interesting to look at the cart. Because there's 2 cups.
There is 2 cups. Yes. Oh, okay.
So maybe she knew her killer. Wait, no, why would she go to the other...
Let's just count. Let's count the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so we've got 10 more cards before we have to make our first conclusions. All right. Do you want to look at the tea card?
No, Monkey, you can decide what we're gonna do. If you want to look at the tiebacks, or the tea card, or the chess set, or play piano.
Okay, so
Which
I'm
we
going to make a
know is
decision,
missing a string.
but chat, you can jump on in. So we've got plenty of options here. Curtain tiebacks, piano, examining the desk, examining the game of chess. Anything that you would like us to do, you let us know. I'm going to do the curtain tiebacks.
And now we're gonna learn she was tied back. Oh, like the curtains. Oh.
If I was right in any way, you're never going to hear the last of it. Okay. So here we go. This tieback is the perfect match for the curtains in the music room where you found it. Oh, so it is literally just checking. I think you might be right then. You might it might be a red herring.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's a red herring. It's yeah. So, well, at least we know then we don't need to look for anything else like this because we have got the murder weapon. So okay, it's okay.
I told you.
I know. No. Oh.
Oh, so Blade Mark is saying, do examine the piano. The killer may have left something when pulling it out.
It's true, but
I don't think...
It depends how deep the game goes, and of course, because this is our first game, we don't know. So there's value to looking, because then we can rule out that that's maybe too much investigation, and maybe it's a little bit lighter than that. But hey,
I feel like the game is kind of the piano string is in two places, because if you play on the piano, it's gonna say, doesn't sound quite right. It seems like there's a piano string missing, and then you need to find the piano string to actually check.
Yes.
So I don't think there's use in checking the piano.
Okay. All right. So where we're gonna go? What we're gonna check them?
Well, you can pick another one because you've done just such a good job with the last card.
Oh, okay. I think we should examine the chess game. 21.
Okay. Go ahead.
Here we go. Let's see what we get. Chess table. A beautiful wooden table, probably dating from the 17th century. There is a game in progress, and black is about to lose. With just one move, white will have black in checkmate. What's more, white could probably have won at least 5 moves ago. One chair faces the white playing pieces, while there is no chair facing the black playing pieces.
So the person with the black playing pieces is in a wheelchair.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. Oh, that's a clever idea. Yeah.
Or they were playing themselves, but that would be useless not having 2 chairs. So I think there's a...
That certainly could be a possibility, couldn't it? Okay.
Professor X did it.
Yes, it could well be. Okay. That's it, Lord saying Professor X. No, that's a wonderful idea. Yes. See, this is the level that you've got to look into the game. So, okay. What we're going to do next?
Tea set.
The tea set. Okay, let me just have a look. That was 33. 33.
If there's like lipstick on 2 cups, it would say that there's 2 ladies.
Yes. Okay.
I'm good at this, guys. I am definitely good at this.
All right. Well, here you go. There's some text
I'm
for
not
you.
going to be able to answer the questions, but at least I'm... Okay, cards. A very practical wooden cart. A precious tea set is placed on it. One of the cups is empty, the other has hardly been touched. At the bottom of the empty cup, there's traces of powder. It could be brown sugar or tea leaves. The tea is cold now. Okay, powder. Thomas enters the room and apologizes.
Oh, forgive me, Miss Harper, but with everything that's happened, I didn't have time to clear the tea this morning.
Well, I don't care that he didn't get to clear it, because there's powder at the bottom. So,
Oh, Lorna just said Thomas is Colin. Interesting idea. The butler did it. But okay, so we've got an interesting here. So somebody has had, there's been two people who have had a cup of tea. One person's not drank from the tea, the other person has. This happened early in the morning. We've got some kind of suspicion that there might have been something in the tea, which makes me think, certainly, if this was Edward who, with his brother, drinking a cup of tea, has this meant that Edward has been drugged whilst out on their hike, has fallen unconscious? Edward, knowing full well that this is going to happen, didn't have the tea, and that being the case, had already had a letter ready for his sister.
No, because I am looking back at the chapter 1 page that we read,
Right.
and it says that it's an intriguing fact that Mary's murder took place just a few days after he disappeared. So it can't be his tea.
Okay.
Because the butler would have cleared it out. So it is Mary's tea she drank with someone else who didn't touch the cup. Oh, we have a raid. Welcome, raiders.
Otto Fay? Or Fire? I think it's Fire, isn't it? Otto Fire.
Otto Fire.
Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully we have many new minds to help us with our investigation. We are
investigating the murder of Mary.
Mary Higgins.
Yes.
Who was set to marry Sir Edward Aleister. We are doing fine. Mary, however, and Edward are not doing as well.
And if there's a J. Lloyd entering in the raid, you lost your sleeping pills in the hallway. Thank you.
Yes. So, where we've only got a few little areas for us to investigate, which is the playing notes on the piano, examining the desk.
The desk, yeah.
He's going to do the desk, I think.
I'm gonna say no to the piano. I mean, let's go for the desk.
Okay, here we go. Oh, interesting.
Watch out, guys. He's getting excited again. Ooh, scribbles. It's a sheet of paper. You find some of Dr. Pearson's letterhead on the desk. Using the old detective trick of rubbing a pencil over the paper, you make a few words appear. So at the top it says Dr. Timothy Pearson, which is, I don't know. And we have the words Mary Higgins.
So she's the patient.
Is the patient.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry, but I can't read the
Okay, let me just, so here we go. So Dr. Timothy Pearson, General Practitioner of Fort William. The patient is Mary Higgins. There is a word saying rest. It is then talking about herbal tea. And then it says something months.
Okay, so she needs the rest. And medication that is used is the tea.
Tea, but I'm thinking it says months. Could there be a sentence where it says you are so many months
Pregnant?
Oh, it's all about an heir, isn't it? I remember his last wife. He got married, and she was already pregnant. So there's a good possibility that Mary was pregnant, which would mean that the current people who have got the inheritance, they would not get it, would they? Because he would finally have an heir, and that being the case, they would miss out on all the inheritance.
And
so
it is known that herbal tea helps with nausea linked to pregnancy.
Okay, so we now do have a reason, don't we? Right? Yep. Mary Higgins was pregnant. Excuse me a second while I just cough. So the murderer has killed Mary so that the inheritance does go to... It's going to be brothers and sisters, isn't it?
Yes. So I see that there's a symbol of cards that we get to pull.
So you may draw card free if you have collected the free cadus. Is that it's the medical symbols. Well, we haven't
Damn it.
we haven't got any medical symbols. So the one area. Oh, we have been in the ballroom, haven't we? Yeah, we've been in the ballroom. We've been in the Porter's room. We've been in Edward's study. We've been in the Great Hall.
Sleeping pills don't have a symbol then.
No, the sleeping pills were in the Porter's Hall. And that was just about the letter. So there's nothing more to that. We've done the ballroom. Edward's study, we did 34 and 17, so that's complete. The Great Hall was just finding the murder weapon. I'm going to put that there because we don't need it. So we did find the murder weapon. The workshop, we had the rope and the gloves. So we do know we can check somebody's hand size. The conservatory, I'm sorry, Augie, but it says examine the balcony. It's one of the things that we haven't done. We might have to go and do the conservatory. But let me just count. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So this is 25, and we've got 5 cards left. Conservatory is 8. We certainly at a point where we can start making some conclusions for sure.
So everything's kind of set out that you kind of have to look at a lot of things.
I think initially, yes, this is presenting a lot of the case up front. But you know, with any good murder mystery, is that as much as you think you have an idea, there will be something in the second act that suddenly changes things around. So we'll see.
The card, okay, let's just read it first. But at the bottom, it has the map extension, so...
Yeah. So it is unfortunately, you are right. It's basically saying what we thought it might do. So the balcony. The door behind the curtain leads to the balcony overlooking the large park. The snow that fell during the night has cloaked the property in a white blanket and gives the landscape an eerie stillness. You open the glass door. It was unlocked, and despite the cold, you step out onto the balcony. The snow continues to fall gently. You walk back and forth along the balcony, looking down at the ground below you. You notice footprints in the snow. So yes, exactly what you thought it was going to be. But it's good, Augie. You have a good grasp of what the game is going to deliver.
Thanks. Roger, could you please write down that he said it very fastly. Unfortunately, you're right. Let that be written down. You were right.
Immortalized for all time, yeah.
And please pay attention, everyone, to what he's going to do next. He's going to press the piano, because it's the only other option.
Well,
and he's going to say again, right.
Augie, you were right, yeah. But then that's the thing, isn't it? I don't...
unicorns. Whew, you've not been paying attention. He said it, like literally.
Where else can we go?
Nowhere. So.
But there's got to be somewhere. There's got to be something that opens up the next aspect of the game, right? So we are missing something, right? So the only thing that we've got is number 44. Let's just do that for the piano. Because we've got there are so many cards here for people that we haven't met.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah, I find it very strange. Okay, here we go.
Hold on to your horses, guys. The piano's gonna say plonk. You sit down in front of the piano and mechanically play a few notes, recalling the music lessons you took as a child, except for a few notes that sound out of tune. You haven't really lost your touch. Drawn by the music, young Jane approaches. You and declares, "You're as bad as Miss Purcell was this morning." Out of the mouth of... what is that,
Babes.
Okay. You prepare to answer when you finally decide that all of this is not helping with your investigation.
All right, so...
All right.
But there was a little clue in there that the few notes sound out of tune, so we understand
So
why.
that means the piano string's missing.
Yes.
So,
Now...
who's right? Augie's right. Who's right? Augie's right. Yes.
Okay, so... we examine the desk, we examine the fireplace. So that's done. We've got nowhere else we can go in the drawing room.
Done everything in the workshop.
Yeah.
We need to do like the foot size measure thing.
But there's nothing...
So there was nothing in the portier's thing. We're stuck, guys. We're stuck.
Yeah, we've been everywhere and looked at everything. So I'm a little bit...
So either monkey didn't give us something that we needed right from the beginning, like the butler's card, or something else happened. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to just...
Did you double check that we did everything?
Typically, well, hang on. It didn't say... Oh!
Oh, it did say something.
Oh, my bad. It does say...
1 hour in, he comes up with this.
It's okay, because we've done quite a lot. So basically, yes, we took the map, but it also allowed us to have the card for the butler. So, my bad.
Goodness.
It says, take the map
We could
and
have
then
talked to the butler.
draw card 1. Okay, so here you go. Here we go. It's all right. This is not... None of it is wasted. So, yes, I just felt it was seeming very strange that we wasn't getting to talk to many people. So here we go. Thomas Smith, 40 years old, the butler. Miss Mary arrived at Aleister Estate just 3 years ago, but I quickly became very fond of her. I called the Fort William police immediately. The body has already been taken by the police to the medical examiner's office at St Andrew's Hospital in Fort William. Their phone number is in the Great Hall. We've already been to the Great Hall, we know this. The entire Aleister family is currently at the manor. They're willing to cooperate with the law enforcement. Please take this. It will help you get to know the family better. So, consult the family tree, document B.
Oh, goodness, no.
Okay. Oh!
Monkey, you make everything so much harder.
Well, we have done a reasonable amount of investigating. No, I think we're still good. We are good because we've done a lot of the legwork, haven't we? So
yeah, but all the cards we pull extra now.
Well, hang on a second. Hang on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So we've got 3 more cards, right, that we can draw. But we already have quite a good idea. So we want to look at this family tree, don't we?
Yeah, but Monkey,
Yeah?
I would have never agreed to the piano and looking out of the window if I knew that there were other cards that we could have pulled.
Okay, yeah, maybe so.
So could everyone just close their eyes and we take those cards away?
You want to take those
we just pretend
back?
it didn't happen? Okay, never mind. Oh,
It
doesn't
matter.
What did I expect?
It doesn't matter. Come on.
Oh.
Right. So look. We've got a family tree here. And this is how we do get to talk to other people of interest. So we have Camilla Aleister, who is aged 92. She's like maybe the matriarch, isn't she? Because she's alive. Are the others alive? Actually,
What?
I think they're all alive.
No, the oranges are not alive.
Oh yeah. Mary's dead. Yes, Mary's very dead. But in saying that, though, Catherine and Margaret are dead as well, aren't they?
Who? Yeah, but they're orange.
Yes, they're both deceased. Caroline
So why is
McGovern
Colin
is
red?
deceased.
So why is Colin red? He died.
Oh, hang on a second. You can tell because if they're deceased, they will have 2 dates. Because of course, if they've not got 2 dates, they're still alive. So
They will have an expiration date.
Yes. So Colin unfortunately died at birth, and he was the son of Catherine. Catherine and Margaret, they're both dead. Mary is recently deceased. Aleister Edward at this moment in time would be alive, but we believe he is dead. So here we go. We do have some of the family here. William Aleister, 57. We then have... Because again, it's interesting to see. So Clara and Andrew Aleister are both dead, but they had 2 kids, Edmund and Edith Aleister, who are alive. We've got Jonathan Lloyd. Oh, hang on, he's the guy with the sleeping pills, who is married to Elizabeth Aleister, who was the first person we talked to, and they have a child called Jane.
First and only person we talked to.
Yes, yeah, that's true. Guests, we have Cecilia Purcell, who's the dance teacher, Timothy Pearson, who's the doctor, and then the household staff is Thomas Smith, the butler, and here we go, Joseph Mason, the gardener. So the groundsman we talked about.
I would like to talk to William.
William
Aleister, the brother.
Okay.
And then maybe the gardener. Maybe he saw something.
Okay, so...
Maybe he has 11-inch feet.
We basically need to...
Body.
We need to get these people and we need to measure their feet, don't we? That's all.
Okay,
that's all,
let's go to...
Let's
do the gardener first.
Oh, you do want to do the gardener first? So that's 28.
Yes. Because I think he found the body.
Okay.
If he found the body, how magnificent would I be?
I'm looking at this deck of cards and it's literally all characters. So here we go. Joseph Mason, the gardener. Oh, here we go. Here's all the good stuff. 52 years old, the gardener of Aleister Manor looks you up and down. Oslo's been barking outside the conservatory for several minutes. As soon as I realised something was wrong, I called Thomas. It must have been around 11:30 this morning, miss. So his thoughts on Mary Higgins, a shy young woman. Edward Aleister, stern but fair. Edmund Aleister, a young man with a passion for cars and tinkering, an expensive hobby. Edith Aleister, in town I've heard she's a regular socialite. It's her youth, no doubt. William Aleister, he likes to tell me about his exploits, but I think he's jealous of Lord Edward's success. Jonathan Lloyd, Mrs. Lloyd leads him around by the nose. He asked me if I had any plants that would help him sleep.
No, he has sleeping pills.
Okay, now we can do a quick check here. So let's try. Let's see what's his size of hands like.
His feet, and his feet. His feet
So
are
here
11
we go.
inches.
It is saying the suspect's hands are the same size as the gloves, which is pretty obvious because they are his gloves. Yeah. And we want to check his feet, do we? Of course we do. Where's the feet checker? Okay.
With the snow.
Yeah. So he is not a man's 6.5. He is a men's size 11. So yes, his feet with the dog. Remember, he's just said his dog Oslo. So we know that those are his footprints.
Maybe we should talk to the ladies because they have this feet size.
They do have the feet size, yes. Let's put him over there. There was an option with the butler. We could have asked him about Mary Higgins, or we could have asked him in general about the Aleister family, if we want to do so. But failing that, what do you want to do? We've got about 20 minutes to try and wrap this up.
And 2 cards.
Well, we'll say 3 cards. I agree that there are some aspects we wouldn't have checked if I was not being a complete monkey.
Well.
So whom do you want to speak to?
One of the ladies.
One of the ladies.
Looks interesting. Oh, apparently Mr. Lloyd is led around by Elizabeth, so I think that could be interesting. And otherwise,
how about Edith?
The killer is a lady.
Yes, that's what you're saying. So Edith Aleister, 21. Was she the socialite?
Yeah.
Should we talk to her?
Yeah. Okay, I don't think it's Camilla, because putting your feet up a chair and strangling someone.
Yeah, well, she's 92 years old. She's not going to have the power, is she? I guess.
No.
18. Okay, here we go. Let's talk to Edith Aleister. So here she is. Okay.
Looks feisty. Just like every day at 11 a.m., I was playing chess in the drawing room with Camilla. I'm obviously shocked. Miss Harper, as you can imagine. Okay. And then her thoughts on Mary Higgins, beautiful, young, and naive. She was playing with Camilla.
Yeah, so she was the one who's in the chess room, and Camilla being the elder lady.
Okay.
So yes, so Camilla would be in a wheelchair, wouldn't she? Or a chair that you can push around because of her age. Does that make sense?
One of them didn't drink tea. Oh no, it's not the same tea.
Maybe. Might not be, no.
An old skinflint. I don't wish him dead, but I'm not heartbroken that he disappeared. Well, he's dead now. Edmund, he'd be lost without me. Since our parents died, I've taken care of him. He's as gentle as a lamb, so he didn't do anything. William Aleister. I don't know him very well, but he seems like a loser who is jealous of his brother's fortune. I agree. Elizabeth, certainly smarter and stronger than her brothers. Her only flaw is that she's a woman, otherwise she'd be the head of the family. So maybe she wants to be the head of the family. And then Jonathan Lloyd, weak and submissive. So he might have... Okay. Camilla Aleister is the most sensible woman in the family. We play chess every morning. And Thomas Smith and Joseph Mason, who are they? They are employees.
They're employees, yes, and she has no idea. I'm just going to check her shoe size. Okay, she does have the size feet, the 6.5.
Okay, let's talk to Elizabeth next.
Elizabeth, okay, so that's number 12.
Let's hope she's our...
Right, We cannot talk to Elizabeth because remember, all of her cards got removed.
Yeah.
So she's not talking. She got the information that that Edward is dead, and from that point onwards, we just can't talk to her. She no interest. Okay.
The brother, I guess.
Number 24. All right.
Who did it?
Okay.
Going on shoe size.
Here he is. I was walking alone in the forest when tragedy occurred. It was a short walk because I'm still recovering from the fall I took while hiking. Dr. Pearson comes to the manor regularly to see me. So his thoughts: Edward, he got lucky with his business. Edmund, a bit too kind to be successful. Edith, a young spendthrift who is too accustomed to luxury. Elizabeth, a woman who is strong and takes the initiative. Jonathan, thoroughly malleable, completely under Elizabeth's thumb. Camilla, still sprightly despite her advanced age. Thomas Smith and Joseph Mason, excellent servants. Cecilia, a pseudo-artist. So we can question him about his business, we can question him about the hike, and we can question him about Mary Higgins.
And the old lady in the wheelchair.
You want to talk to her?
No, could it have been her?
Well, he's saying still sprightly despite her advanced age.
Yeah, so I'm thinking...
At 92 years old, you're thinking that she might be the murderer.
I don't know.
But hey, maybe she doesn't like the idea of this very young woman, Mary Higgins, coming into this family. Maybe Mary Higgins is not from the same social level as everybody else. Maybe she's lower down. And that being the case, she didn't like the idea of some sort of commoner joining their family.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have one card left. We have the motive is that the inheritance would go to Mary, and Mary's pregnant of a bastard kid. Well, not bastard if she marries, but
yeah.
And he would have an heir, and the fortune would go to. I think it's probably, I don't know, maybe jealousy from Elizabeth, and then
do you want to choose the one last card then?
Well, you choose. I have no clue.
You have no clue. Chat, do you have a clue? Oh, what's Mystical saying? Who drank the tea with the powder in it? Could the powder have been something to incapacitate the person, making it easier for the old woman to murder? Hey, this is it, yes. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, is if Mary had taken that tea, she might have been asleep in the chair in the conservatory. And that being the case, it would be relatively easy to have murdered her. So yeah, good point.
So we talked to the old lady then.
So you're going to make her the last card then?
Okay.
Just in case. Let's see if we get anything from her.
I feel like we don't have a lot of clues.
So here you go. Sitting in her wheelchair, this mischievous-looking old lady sizes you up. My dear Miss Harper, you're not suggesting that at my age I've decided to embark on a career in crime? You can't be serious, my child. I played chess with Edith all morning. It was a long game that we began a few days ago. We had trouble concentrating because of Miss Purcell's piano playing. You can hear everything in this house, even though I've asked Edward time and again to have the problem fixed.
What's her shoe size? What's her shoe size?
Okay, let's check. So, can she... She has hands the same size as the gloves in the workshop. but her feet are not of the same size. Okay. So we're gonna make some conclusions here.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see.
So we have one match for the shoe size. One.
Which was Edith Aleister.
Yes.
Okay. So who is the killer?
Still think it's Elizabeth.
You think it's Elizabeth?
Yes. And it sucks that we couldn't talk to her.
Yeah. Yeah. My bad on that one. I'll take responsibility.
Oh no wait.
Okay.
But I think it's Elizabeth. But maybe it's a bit like too obvious, so it could also be her daughter.
You know what? I'm just laughing and thinking we've got Jane who's 10 years old. I think it's her.
She doesn't have those size feet. Okay, no.
Right. I think it's her because she's a wily young lady, and she knows that if she can bump off Mary, she's the one who's going to get the inheritance if she wipes out the entire family dynasty. Okay. So what is the motive? The motive has got to be inheritance, hasn't it?
But it streams. Honor says it streams two killers.
It's screaming. There's two killers. Yes. Well, they could well be one person to drug and the other person to actually kill. Yeah, that is a possibility. What events led to the murderer committing this heinous act?
Pregnancy.
It's the pregnancy, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. The murderer used 3 objects. So we know.
The gloves.
So there's gloves, piano string.
Piano string, and the powder.
Powder, yeah.
So, tea.
Yes. In what order did events leading up to the murder take place? We've got to make some assumptions here.
That's a vague question.
It is, isn't it? So we can be vague with our answer then. I think.
Okay. I can't answer that.
Well. Let's work it through here. So Edmund was talking to his lawyer. Basically, the lawyer was saying, "Hey, come on. You need to you need to
get married.
You need to get married. You need to have an heir. Otherwise, you're going to lose the money if you die. And don't be too scared that the fact of your previous 2 wives died. Right? Marry the lady. Maybe that is because both Edmund were aware that Mary was pregnant and that is actually going to have an heir. So maybe that was aware. Who would have found out from Dr. Pearson? Because again, somebody would have to have found out. So we're a little bit unsure about that. But yes, I think it's a case of that she's been drugged, and then somebody used a piano wire to strangle her while she was in the conservatory.
Why was the brother pushing Edward to go on that hike? That's also an event that led up to the murder, right? Because she was now not under supervision anymore.
So there was the hike, wasn't it?
Yes. So how are we going to check our answers?
Okay, well, here we go then. Let's find out. I'm going
Is there an app?
No, we have a little brown envelope.
Oh, but then we know the answer.
I'm going to carefully look into this.
Okay.
And try and do it spoiler-free.
How can you look spoiler-free at the answers?
Well, it's spoiler-free for you guys.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, guys. Then it's Lawnor, Mystical Unicorns, and me playing.
I'm gonna. So I want to. I'm gonna sort of show you that there's quite a lot of text here. All right. I'm not going to read it all out. So
Something with the chessboard.
Okay. Okay, I'm just going to tell you, right, that we were. Well, actually, do we want to answer this? See, that's the thing. Oh.
How do we go further?
We would have to. I could take a. Oh, here we go. I could take a screenshot of everything we've got here. Because you're right, there's a bit more investigative work that we'd want to do, isn't there?
We just need to talk to more people.
We need to talk to more people, and we need to actually have a think. Okay, I think what we should do then is we shouldn't. I'm not going to look any further. Okay, I think we should think about where we're up to. All right, we've got a lot of things happening here that. Put that away there. All right. Yeah, let's think about this over the weekend. All right.
Over the weekend.
Yeah, because what we can do is that next week we will revisit and have a look, see if we can try and work it out. So maybe it's a discussion that we will do on either the Monday or the Wednesday night. And see where we're up to, because there's.
It's intriguing because I don't know if I would have taken the same steps if I knew that we could have conversation.
But it's fair enough, and again, we can talk to some of these characters even more. Right? There's more information we can get from
Elizabeth.
them. Right? Except for Elizabeth, yes, we've kind of burnt that bridge a little bit. Okay, but. Remember, we're up to card 30, and so anything that we get correct now is 5 points. But the next level is 4 points. All right? So even if we've made a couple of mistakes, we would lose potentially, 5 points in the grand scheme of things. I believe to solve the case, we need to get something like 15 points. Let me just double check. It does tell you. And that won't ruin things. So let's have a quick look. Right, if we can get 25 points, that's a perfect score. So it would have had to have been each of the 5 points we got first time round, which is kind of a bit of a hard ask.
Unicorns.
Right?
Mystical unicorn trading. We You burnt the bridge, swept up the ashes, and dumped them in the river. Okay. I'm going to take a screenshot of this, and we can discuss it further next week. Right? Hopefully, you guys have opportunity to look over the video. You can see the cards as we obviously brought them up to the camera. Maybe you can start putting things together a little bit. Even though I've written things down here, we might want to change them, and we'll allow that to happen. And then we'll see if we can pick it up again and keep going. Because, this is brilliant. I really like this. This is really good. You can repeat after Monkey that Augie was right. And that Monkey was a monkey for not letting us talk to people. It's that one little bit, wasn't it? It's always the way. It did just say, then draw card. It said, take the map of the manor, document A, and we did that, and we got involved with doing that, and I missed that little bit. Then draw card 1. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Playing games with Monkey.
Well,
No, he doesn't get that he was right. No. I get that.
We've done a lot of good, solid legwork here. So all it is now is the characters, the people who are involved. who stands to benefit from the death of Mary to gain the inheritance? I think that we, what is the motive? Inheritance. What events led to it? Well, we know the pregnancy. So I think these are good points. They're going to be regardless. We've got the gloves. We've got the piano string. We've got the powder in the tea. I think we're good on those. What we're not sure of is who is the killer, what the events might have been to lead up to it, and what order did they take. I think those are the three areas that we probably need maybe a little bit more questioning to be able to work out. But I think the motive and the items, I think we've definitely got that. So we might potentially have 10 points in the bank already. Yeah, we just now need to bolster the other areas.
Yeah, because like imagine us noticing the chessboard, we would immediately have said, well, okay, wheelchair. Who's in a wheelchair? Probably the old lady. So
Yeah,
that would be...
no, you did really good with that, and I'm just going to show you this just because for any of you who know how to play chess,
Okay.
is there something important about the chessboard? It did say here, and I noticed it at the time, it said that black is about to lose with just one move. White will have black in check. What's more, white could probably have won at least 5 moves ago. See how much effort's been put into describing this this chess game. Okay.
And it was... who was it? The old lady against
the young lady,
the
Edith.
young one with the same shoe size.
Yes. So, is there something relevant here? Unfortunately, I'm not particularly good at chess, but maybe we have a chess expert who's watching. Maybe there is a hidden clue here.
Monkey, could you bring the board in itself a bit closer to the camera? Because Mystical Unicorns knows how to play.
So there you go. Hopefully, Mystical, that's clear enough for you to be able to see, and just take a screen grab.
Hashtag chess expert.
Yeah, all right. Right, I will pack this all up carefully so that we are able to continue. As I suggest, watch the video, try and put some thoughts together. Again, if you wanted to, I'll just do this so people can do a screen grab. These are the questions that need to be answered. We are only at the 1 to 30 stage, so we can change these. Any right answer is 5 points. If we can get all 5 correct, we get the full 25 points, which should be amazing on a first-time play. So again, that's on screen there. You'll be able to take a screenshot from the VOD. All right. This is brilliant. Really, really enjoying this. I'm enjoying the Agatha Christie sort of feel. You know, Roger right at the start said, you know, it's the colonel in the ballroom with the piano wire. And it is exactly that, isn't it? It's classic Agatha Christie, classic sort of Cluedo. Brilliant. Love it. Other than my slight mistake of us not being able to talk to people right from the start, which is a little bit of a shame, but still, we've managed to search a large area. We've managed to get a good grasp of things that are happening. We are now just going to need to talk to some of the people just to solidify our thoughts. But I think we're in a good place. So yeah, let's pick this up next week, Monday or Wednesday. We'll have a little chat about this. So there we go. Thank you, Augie, for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, I did have a great time. Thank you so much for asking me.
No, you're very welcome. Yeah, no, it's good. Will you be able to join us next week on Monday or Wednesday to pick this up?
I will have a look, but I don't think I have any plans for Monday night, so that
so maybe,
should certainly work.
Okay, so maybe we should do that. So those of you who want to join on in, maybe join us on either Monday or Wednesday. We'll let you know, and we'll have a chat. We will see where we're up to and see if we manage to work things out. Right, I think we'll leave it there. So yeah, thank you very much, Augie. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time, eh?
Thank you. See ya. Bye, chat.
Bye for now, then. Okay, so our thanks to Augie for joining in on tonight's game of Suspects from Studio H. Really enjoying it. All of it. Yes, so many questions are buzzing around in my head now that I need to try and answer. So that's what we will do at the first part of next week. Do join us on Monday, where we'll talk a little bit more about the game. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, but until Monday next week, bye for now.